Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a Bitcoin video. Now, I did a community poll and I found the results very, very interesting. I asked the question in my community poll, will Bitcoin be at an all-time high by November 1st, which is in just about 10 days from now? And we had basically a 50-50 split. 53% said yes, 47% says no. So that's an interesting result. I'm going to address this question directly in the video today by giving you an update about where Bitcoin is, what I think a lot of people are missing about the Bitcoin chart right now, and what needs to happen for Bitcoin to actually properly break out. We know for a fact, we've known for a fact for a long period of time that Bitcoin is in a descending channel formation. A lot of people have had a lot of misconceptions about how to best draw this channel formation. Some people are drawing it like this, and some people are hence saying that Bitcoin has already broken out. I think that's incorrect. I'm going to tell you exactly why and what to expect next on short term and medium term in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the content. Just one thing before we get into it is the Bitfinex exchange. If you want an exchange with hundreds of trading pairs, that's very, very low in trading fees, that's never been hacked before, this is the exchange for you. It's also global non-KYC, so you won't have to deal with any restrictions based on your geographical location. And with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount for life attached to your account on every single buy and sell you make. So go ahead and do that down below. It takes 15 seconds to sign up, literally. So do that if you're interested. Thanks, guys. Let's get into it. Right, so before we even address where Bitcoin is at right now on a medium-term and short-term basis, let's address the more longer-term basis. And I'm not just talking about the channel, I'm talking about macro, okay? Bitcoin right now, I'm happy to say for the first time I've said this is an announcement, Bitcoin is on track. Finally, I mean, we moved upwards way too fast, way too soon, way too aggressively, okay, in the start of this year, reaching all-time highs way earlier than expected. The reason I can say that is because we have very well-established trends surrounding this, such as the 4-year cycle. 4-year cycle, as you can see on the screen here, is a very well-established date range trend. There's many micro trends listed within this larger umbrella trend, which is the overall cycle itself. You can see them right here. It's all color-coded, so the writing in blue is color-coded to the measurements in blue. The writing in yellow is color-coded to the measurements in yellow. You can pause the video and take a look. But we have, 6 or 7 micro trends here, establishing a larger umbrella trend based on dates specifically, not dates based on prices. So dates are very important. What happens in regards to when Bitcoin breaks all-time highs, when it tops out, when it bottoms out, when it sees the halving. These are all very important factors of the 4-year cycle. And this is why we can confidently say that historically speaking, there are date range trends in regards to when Bitcoin is meant to break all-time highs, right? We have trends saying, supported by other micro trends, that it takes about 1,100 days, right? 1,100 days for Bitcoin to go from an all-time high in a prior bull market to breaking that all-time high. Now, the problem with this cycle is that it took only 850 days. It took, 250 days earlier than expected. We broke the all-time high. And so what we've seen now, and my justification for it, is extensive consolidation. The biggest consolidation phase we've ever seen on Bitcoin, literally ever, especially in a channel formation, has been seen in the last 7 or 8 months. And in my view, this is Bitcoin basically correcting to where it needs to be, right? We moved upwards too fast, too soon, and that's why we're taking way, way slower than usual to consolidate here to get back on track, right? We were ahead of the ball, we slowed down, and now we're back on pace with where we're meant to be. And what we see right now is, if we apply that trend, that 1,100 day trend to breaking all-time highs between the last cycle and the break of all-time highs, we are about there right now. We're about 1,070 days, right? So give or take 30 days, we're pretty much there. If we broke all-time highs anytime in the next few weeks or even in the next 2 months all the way up to December, we would be, officially for the first time in many, many months on track with where we need to be as per the 4-year cycle, or where we should be as per the 4-year cycle, which is very important considering the 4-year cycle is the only thing Bitcoin has. Without the 4-year cycle, we don't know what the hell's going on, right? And that's literally true. Ever since 2012, every single macro move we've seen has been in perfect coordination or near perfect coordination with the broader 4-year cycle trend. So if we were to do something ridiculous here, if Bitcoin was, for example, to crash below the channel or to skyrocket and then top out in 3 months from now, I mean, both of those things would destroy the 4-year cycle entirely. It's good to see Bitcoin getting back to where it needs to be, right? And right now we have finally, after many, many months, as I've said before, entered an appropriate time for Bitcoin to finally make a move to the upside as per what the 4-year cycle and the broader cyclical trends, election cycle theory, presidential cycle theory, are saying it's time to do. Okay, so this is great to see. We're on track once more. That's the mega macro. micro. Now we can get into the shorter term, but it's still actually long term. It's just shorter than the macro. And this is, the longer term structure we're forming here, this descending channel formation. Now, a lot of confusion going on with the descending channel formation, because obviously, this is the structure we've been forming since around March, since the all-time high we reached in around, late March or early March at 74K. And so this structure is the be-all end-all. If we break this structure to the downside, that's it. Bitcoin's done, right? If we break it to the upside, excellent. We're going to all-time highs. We're triggering probably an altcoin season that will come with that. That's great. So we need to break it to the upside. And the question is, well, where will we need to go in order for it to break? And that depends on how you draw it. Now, I've got a way of drawing it that is, in my view, the best way to do so, the most conservative way to do so, the way that's not going to get you wrecked, okay? Because a lot of people are drawing this way too optimistically, and it's going to lead to them potentially getting in a very bad situation where they're stuck holding bags and we're going downwards on Bitcoin. We want to be safe here. We want to be secure. And right now, it's very clear to me, if we look at short term, we haven't seen a breakout. I mean, all you need to look at is the hourly chart, and all you need to see, without any of the lines, that's not what a breakout looks like, okay? If we're talking about an 8-month-long consolidation structure, that's not a breakout, okay? That's bearish consolidation, if anything. A breakout would look something like this. Bang, straight to the upside, right? This is a very major structure, and if it breaks, it will be a very major break. So where will a breakout occur? What price? Let's look into that. Now, via conventional TA, if we're talking about getting the cleanest mix of retest while also maintaining structural integrity, this would be the way to draw it. But this is not a traditional circumstance. This is an abnormal circumstance. And if we're talking about, again, the longest macro consolidation structure, we need to be entering conservatively. We need to be seeing a clear breakout. So via traditional TA, it's already broken, but it's clear that it hasn't broken as per short-term price action, as per the fact that we haven't seen any volume surge on this break. And there's the volume right there, just to clarify that. No volume surge, no clear breakout. The way I would draw this channel, and the correct way, in my view at least, to draw this channel would be to move the upper band of a channel so that it looks something like this, right? So that it takes into account, let's go ahead and readjust that a little bit, so that it takes into account the highest retest we saw in June. And if you do that, if you make that simple altercation, right, that simple clarification, that simple change, what you'll notice is that the highest point we've reached on this recent move is actually retesting the top of this newly drawn channel. And so this becomes the new best way to draw the channel. On top of that, if we scroll back to 2021 and we draw a horizontal line at the 2021 all-time high, and there it is right there at around 69,000, and we move across to see where that line matches up, guess what, guys? It's right on top of the retest point, right? The new retest point of the newly formed channel, right? The newly drawn channel, okay? Making that the major resistance zone and hence the clear breakout point. If Bitcoin had broken out already, we wouldn't be facing such strong resistance and we would be seeing a volume surge. If we readjust the channel and draw it this way, it becomes very clear that Bitcoin hasn't broken out. In fact, it's formed a new valid retest line right on top of the 2021 all-time high and on top of the new channel formation. So in order for Bitcoin to break out, at a very, very minimum, we would need to be seeing a break, a clean break above and probably well above the 69K region with probably a weekly candle close just to top it off. That's very, very clear in my view. And let me tell you this right now. A lot of people have been saying, oh, what candle close would we need to validate the break? Guys, listen, if you need to ask the question, has this channel broken? The channel hasn't broken yet, right? We have an 8-month-long channel, a channel that's been going on for 220 days now. Most extensive consolidation pattern in Bitcoin's history, pretty much. I think that's a true statement. Maybe fact check me there, but definitely one of the most, okay? When it breaks, it's not going to be something you'd have to ask questions about. It's going to be clear. It's going to be very clear. The price is going to move very fast, okay? And this is why I'm saying it's definitely not broken yet. Otherwise, the price will be moving. And it's likely that the 2021 all-time high being retested right on top of the new drawn channel's breakout point is not a coincidence. That is clearly, in my view, the breakout point. Now, can we see a fake out even above that breakout point? Yeah, we can. And the reason we can is because we've seen it before, right? We saw fake out here, here, and here. We can see a fake out, and that's why you need to wait for extra evidence. Wait for a resistance support flip. Wait for a volume surge. Wait for a weekly candle close. These things are necessary. When we're talking about breaking a 200-day long structure, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to enter to the exact second of the breakout. You're going to need extra confirmation, okay? It's not something we can just jump into. But yeah, to me personally, that 69K point is definitely the most likely valid breakout point, especially with this new given retest right here. If we look at the short term, and this is where we can get into a bit short-term price action right now. you know, you see some weakness on Bitcoin. There's no other way to put it. You see weakness, some sort of ascending wedge formation, something like that. There's also a very clear line right here that I want to bring up and show to you. You know, this line in red would be something to watch out for. If we do break out, that could be a fake out line. We could come back down and do something like that. So watch out for that line there. But in terms of, you know, if Bitcoin did retrace here, where would be a retrace point? Well, any point down to this dotted line here, any point down to the center line of the channel formation itself, let me go ahead and bring up the daily chart so you can see it, would be fine, right? The Bitcoin has a lot of breathing room here. We could literally go all the way back down to something like 60K, and that would be fine. As soon as we go below 60K, as soon as we break below that center line, that's when serious damage starts to be done. You look at bull market support band as well. That's another critical point for the weekly close. We've got a lot of breathing room. We don't really want to go down that far though. We want to maintain higher lows. And so, you know, 60K would be the absolute lowest Bitcoin could go while remaining healthy. Anything above that is fine. Potential correction points could be something like 66.5K, something like 65K itself, something even like 63.2K, which is a pretty critical level via the monthly chart. Any of these points here are reasonable places to go on a short-term correction if we did see it. I'm not necessarily sure if we will see it right now, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, right now, this isn't necessarily particularly strong. I mean, we've stagnated pretty much at the top of an upwards trend, so that's not exactly a great sign. But again, I wouldn't be worried by any short-term correction. If we did see a short-term correction, it would be completely normal. This has been a very big move. Right now, I just want to warn you in this video, what I already said. Basically, Bitcoin does, in my view, need to break that 69K level in order to confirm a channel breakout properly, okay, at a minimum. And then we can really get started again and look at things like Bitcoin dominance, look at things like the 4-year cycle as a whole, and really get back on track to our normal macro estimations, our normal macro observations, which have been halted over the last 8 months of abnormal price action. So great to see all around for Bitcoin. Remain grounded in reality. The breakout hasn't happened yet, okay? Hasn't happened yet. We've still got a few things we need to do. DXY is still in a bit of danger as well. We need that to break down. It's reverse correlated to Bitcoin. You know, Ethereum hasn't broken upwards either. We need that to break up. All of these things need to occur, but we're certainly looking way, way better than we've looked at any other point in the last 8 months, and that's great news. So guys, thank you for watching. Do not be fooled by the lies, okay? Keep an open mind and stay grounded in reality here. Check out the Bitunix exchange. Again, 15% trading fee discount with my referral link down below. Takes literally less than 30 seconds to sign up, right? Check it out if you're interested. Global non-KYC. I'll mention as well the VIP group on Telegram, okay? We trade altcoins 4 times a week. I post my altcoin trading plans in there. They've got a 78.2% win rate. Very, very good stuff. All transparent. The trading results are fully transparent in a PDF document. I don't hide anything. I'm very proud of the results there. So trading plans are posted, my entry, my stop losses, my targets, everything you need. You just need to monitor them and trade them when they reach the activation requirements. If you're interested in that, also getting access to a group chat on top of that. There's a lot of things you get access to. Check it out. And the last thing I will mention is the Crypto Academy's Become a Trader 10-unit course. If you want to learn how to trade, this is where you can do it. And it's on sale right now. 10 units of content, right? You can go on the website and see the units specifically, how many slides, how many videos, how many worksheets we offer. Literally, I think it's over 300 slides. Ridiculous amount of content here. Very good for the price. And it's on sale. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you soon.